The Housing Authority making Rock Island a more affordable place to live, and it's a deal you can only get today. Plus,
it melted all my picture frames off the wall.
An Iowa family of 5 is now homeless after an electrical fire forces them to start fresh.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning and thanks for watching Local 4 News this morning. I'm Emily Scarlett. Chris has the day off. Rock Island's Housing Authority will begin accepting Section 8 applications again today, but for one day only. This is the first time since 2009 that they've accepted applications to the subsidized housing program. Local 4's Alice Kang joins us live in Rock Island. Alice, just how many applications are they expecting today?
Well, Emily, back in 2009, Rock Island Housing Authority saw more than 600 applications. This year, they're expecting around the same, maybe even more. I'm now joined by Gail Brooks with the Rock Island Housing Authority. Thank you, Gail, for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. So tell us a little bit about Section 8, the Section 8 voucher. There's already a line out the door. Basically, tell us, what is it?
The voucher program is a subsidy program that allows choice and mobility. Anybody holding a voucher can choose where they'd like to live, be that a rental or a home ownership opportunity, and that voucher will provide the subsidy to make it affordable.
And let's talk a little bit about who can apply for this program.
The preference points are for women victims of domestic violence, veterans, and working families.
Cool. So it's a really cool opportunity for a lot of families, but there is a catch. Can you tell us a little bit about the first year, what the rule is on that?
Well, the catch, if you want to call it that, is that it is income restricted, so you do need to qualify from an income standpoint, and you are required to live within the city of Rock Island for the first year.
And then after that, you can live?
After that, again, you can choose. It provides mobility and choice, and that's what's really most valuable about the voucher.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you, Gail, so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Well, there is a list of things that you will have to bring if you want to apply, and it's going to be until 7:30 tonight. We've put a list of that on our website, ourquadcities.com. Reporting live in Rock Island, Alice Kang, Local 4 News this morning.
Thank you, Alice. Illinois State Police are on the lookout for a man they say tried to use candy as a way to lure children into his car. Police say a man used candy to try and get 2 young boys into his car around 7 Saturday night. The incident happened in Rock Falls, Illinois, near Riverview Road and Ann Street. Now police are asking for the public's help in identifying the man. He's described as a black male with a medium build, around 6'1". Police say he was wearing a blue baseball hat, a plain white t-shirt, brown pants, and green and white sneakers. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Illinois State Police at the number now on your screen. Some construction work to keep in mind this morning. Work on an $820,000 construction project beginning near Kelowna, Illinois last night on Interstate 80 East. Repairs to the concrete pavement will improve a 5-mile section of I-80 from the Rock River to I-74 and 280. Traffic will be down to 1 lane in each direction starting at 7 on Sunday nights until 9 a.m. on Friday mornings through the end of August. The Illinois Department of Transportation says all lanes will be open on Fridays and on the weekends. For more information on this closure and more construction projects throughout the Quad Cities area, head to our website, ourquadcities.com. An Iowa family is now homeless after an electrical appliance causes their home to go up in flames. Reporter Deborah Souverain has their story.
It is very hard. I grew up here and, I thought I had a place that my kids would be able to grow up and love and have memories.
This charred mess is what remains of Angie Krieger's home. Her family hasn't stayed here for a week, and they never will again.
I was coming over to get a bottle for my son, and that's when I noticed the smoke rolling out of the front window. I flung the door open, and a plume of smoke came out at me.
Angie says it all started when she was making breakfast for her son and left the toaster unattended while she went next door to her grandmother's house.
Coils are all still pushed together, so they could tell that the toaster didn't pop up and it malfunctioned.
That malfunction caused major destruction throughout her home.
It burned all the way through the roof up here and then burned over this way. It melted all my picture frames off the wall.
Angie lost everything to fire and smoke damage, including her 3 children's belongings.
And they keep asking, Mom, when can we go home? And I keep telling them soon. But really, we don't have a home right now.
Her husband, Chad, was working when the fire broke out. His main concern now is finding a way to raise enough money for a new home.
Money, really. It's sad to ask for it, but when you lose everything, you know, you can't really do anything about it.
A GoFundMe account has been set up to help the family collect donations. Insurance isn't covering the full cost of repairs, so the home will be demolished. Angie says starting over will be a challenge, but she admits she has learned a valuable lesson.
I definitely learned my lesson to never leave any appliances unattended.
In Spencer, Iowa, Deborah Souverain.
Thanks, Deborah. A wreath-laying ceremony at the Rock Island National Cemetery will commemorate the 62nd anniversary of the Korean War armistice. That's this morning at the Memorial Walkway. Today's event will include a wreath-laying ceremony as well as a rifle salute and taps. The ceremony begins at 11 this morning at the Memorial Walkway at the Rock Island National Cemetery as a way to give thanks to all who served and all who died on this National Korean War Veterans Armistice Day. Funeral services will be held today for the 2 victims in last week's movie theater shooting in Louisiana. Mourners coming together Sunday to remember Jillian Johnson and Macy Bro. The 2 women were killed when John Russell Hauser opened fire at the Grand 16 Theater in Lafayette before taking his own life. And Hollywood is reacting to the death of Bobby Christina Brown, the only child of the late Whitney Houston, and Bobby Brown passed away Sunday at the age of 22, 6 months after she was found unconscious in a bathtub. Celebrities like Oprah Winfrey, Taraji P. Henson, and Missy Elliott are among those who took to Twitter to extend their condolences. And let's check in with meteorologist Anthony Peoples on this Monday morning. Such a sad story, Anthony, and I think the really sad part is that we'll probably learn more details surrounding what happened with her death fairly soon.
That's right, Emily. There's still a lot that we don't know, and a lot of accusations, a lot of speculation. Hopefully, all of the answers will come in this tragedy.
Yeah, unfortunate news, especially as folks are still sort of wrapping their head around losing Whitney Houston. Now, this tragedy with her daughter.
Yeah, and the similarities in the death, very eerie there.
All right, but on a lighter note, how are things looking for us outside, Anthony?
On a lighter note, it's looking rather nice outside right now. The sun is shining beautifully over the Mississippi River Valley. However, we do have a little bit of fog out there. You can see that in the distance there, but if you live south of the Quad Cities, it's a little bit thicker down that way. Right now in the Quad Cities, 67 degrees. We have east winds at 5 miles per hour. The dew point at 64 right now, so the air still a little humid, but not unbearable. But later today, we will notice that visibility is down around Galesburg, 2.5 miles. Earlier, it was down to 1/2 of a mile. So while it's still pretty thick down that way, it's better than it was earlier. Visibility around Clinton to 2.5 miles. So we have 8-mile visibility in the Quad Cities. We've had some high clouds blow into our skies from some storms out in the plains. So for today, hot and humid, a high near 90, but when you add in that humidity, it's going to feel closer to 100 degrees out there today. I'm going with mostly sunny skies, but later this afternoon, we could see a few more clouds pop up, and I would not be surprised to see a couple of isolated showers pop up on radar. Most of us, though, will remain dry, but we do have that isolated chance of a shower.
All right, well, always good to know that there's at least that chance, right, Anthony?
That's right. Most of you will miss it, but don't be surprised if you see 1 or 2.
All right, thank you. Well, coming up, raising awareness about childhood cancer. Our special report after the break highlights the Cancer Foundation in Port Byron, Illinois, and their cross-country trip on foot.
The time now is 6:10. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Chris Langlois, Emily Scarlett, and meteorologist Anthony Peoples. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.